Welcome to the new episode. I'm Isho Hirawat from KTB TV. The man himself, the pioneer, whose visions are unvisioned by the common man. Yes, I'm talking about the director of the MPG and the executive director of the Muthoot FinCorp Limited. He is the man whose vision is to develop India, to develop and empower the common man, not only financially, but also through sports. Yes, he believes in the simple principle of business with a purpose, and he totally believes in the fact that you have to first give it, only then you can create it. Yes, I'm talking about the chairman of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League in India and the proud owner of the Kochi Blue Spikers. He is none other than the man, the legend. I am proud and honored to announce Mr. Thomas Muthoot. Welcome to the sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I would first like to know from you, how did the league happen? And as a chairman, what are you looking forward to?
It all began 3 years ago when Baseline was planning to come out to the league. So initially we were all apprehensive. I didn't know the other people who were interested, but when it came to us, we were really apprehensive whether it will take off because football was there, football and cricket was there, and they were making huge losses. Maybe the football thing. But then what I decided to do is take a different stance altogether by joining the league. And after the first year, we couldn't continue the next season. So then somebody proposed the idea of all the teams getting together and forming our own league. It is totally different from other leagues. And we see a big future in this, not only commercially, but also for development of sports, development of volleyball in the country. What I feel is that sports will have a big future in the next 10 years. It's not that we should target only for the Olympics, but also local games, local clubs. And in this regard, I propose that all the members of the league get together, all the teams get together and plan something big for the long-term development of volleyball. So one thing what I have to suggest is to get foreign coaches into India, to train our Indian coaches in this, so that we can come out with a uniform development program for the sports across the country.
So we are already in the last leg of the league for season 2.
Yeah.
So coming forward, how do you relate to the progress compared to last season?
Last season we didn't have the crowds, but this year you're able to ascertain, get to know the huge reception we are getting in all the states for the sports. It's well managed. The production for TV is excellent. The commentators are very good standards. There's so much of transparency. The players are convinced that there's a future for the league. It will attract more corporates to come into the league, join the league. But as a long-term strategy, we have to think about developing the sports on our own. You can't depend on the federations. We have to become the most preferable league in the country, because players are just tasting the success now, but there's a big future for youngsters and new players coming into the league. We should up our standards of our players by getting foreign coaches to train our local coaches. Then we can have a uniform program which will cover all the academies, volleyball academies, with a common curriculum. And ultimately have our own center of excellence for volleyball.
Yeah, exactly, sir. We got to know through sources that you're coming up with the MP Center for Excellence in Sports. If you could please walk us through it.
Yeah, it all began with football. So we wanted to establish good players. It's going to take a long time to develop footballers, but within India itself, if we can start somewhere with ISL around, there's a lot of passion for football. So it all began with developing football players from Kerala. So we have an academy which has a residential program for 45 students. For the last 5 years, we have picked up boys in young age, 13 years old, and now they're playing for under 17 tournaments. The same can be better done for volleyball, but we have to bring a lot of changes the way we train, at what age we induct these players for training. So in this regard, I am training about 400 students, boys and girls, in small government schools, but where there is talent. So I have got trained coaches, but I still feel that we lack the modern methods of training. Volleyball has evolved in other countries. They have progressed quite ahead of us in training standards, in training equipments, training aids. All these have undergone a big change now. So we have to catch up, and it will take us at least 10 years. In 10 years' time, I'm sure that there will be a lot of players who will be selected by international clubs.
So I'd like to know from you, with the kind of vision you have for sports, especially volleyball, the passion you come with, where do you see volleyball 5 years from now in India?
Volleyball will take off in a big way. That's what I feel, provided the league stays united and committed to that purpose.
Yeah. So as the chairman of the PVL, what kind of changes are you bringing to the league, and what kind of changes would you like to bring in the near future?
See, I just want to introduce this long-term development program for volleyball. So
can we just do it this way once? So this is the long-term development program for volleyball academics, which Mr. Muthoot is introducing with us.
So this is the nascent stage.
Okay.
We have to get it vetted by foreign coaches or FIVB and update this and use this across the teams in the league, so that we all have a common standard of training methods. You can incorporate so many things. The modern way of training, the modern way of identifying a player, all this can take off, and people will see that our league is not only for profit but also for development.
So as you talk about development, we have information that you are adding new gadgets, you are bringing in new techniques from around the world to develop the volleyball players. So how is that experience, and how much is it acceptable to the players here in India?
Acceptability of the players will be there, but the coaches will think that this is not needed. We go by our traditional methods. But once they saw we brought in equipment to, just like in cricket, a bowling machine. We have got a serving machine which will which really changed our team. We had only 15 days to work with it, but the changes which came on was fantastic. There's so many equipment, so many training methods to go outside. So, and for volleyball, I think the next 5 years are very crucial. We should be able to attract the best talent, the best teams which have a vision to join the league. So there's a lot of things to do.
So how would you inspire and ask other corporates to come and join in this?
Yeah, first we have to get the teams together in the league, and then we should individually work across to the big corporates in the state to sponsor the training, sponsor the team for training, sponsor the academies, and that way we will not only have corporates backing the training, but it will help us to get sponsors also. And what I feel is corporates should go beyond looking at the CSR. CSR funds are available with the corporates, but even if it is not available, you should look at allotting some of money from the marketing. Because sports, all these sports are just evolving in the country, and if you can get into them as a sponsor at a nascent stage, it will really help.
So, what are your thoughts or what are your plans for empowering women through sports?
We have started in a small way by identifying women or girls in school. By training them, we have got about 200 students who are trained every day, morning and evening. After class and before class, there is training being provided to the ladies. So that's a challenge, but providing residential things for women is very difficult. So we are facing some problems, but schools are ready to help us by giving hostel facilities. Sometimes the food is sponsored by them. All these things are there.
So, sir, as the league is moving ahead, moving forward, progressing, how would you differentiate the Prime Volleyball League from the other leagues that happen in India?
See, where we have to be different is give chance for local players, those who have not played in the state team or stopped after the university. So identify them at a younger age, take them through all the levels like university players. Then they play for local clubs, then they come to the league. It is possible. It is possible if we all put our heads together. And so I think this year, after the season, there's a long gap before the next season begins. So I think this is the right time to take a stock of all such ideas, discuss it among the teams, and be a viable alternative to other to the official federation. I'm not mincing any words when I talk about the federation. Federation could have done a lot of things and could have associated with us like in the first year. But I think now we have got the responsibility, and the players believe in us that we will be able to, this league will continue and grow, achieve further heights of excellence.
So, sir, the World Club Championship is coming to India for 2 consecutive years, 2023 and then 2024. So, what are your thoughts on it and how is it going to help us?
That will definitely increase the interest of the youth and the family audience. It's a big boost to the game in India. the league will get a lot of benefit because you have your own team playing with the world-class clubs, and that is where they're going to see local talent and maybe take them for the international, to join the international clubs. We are even trying to tie up with colleges which have got good teams and establish a small center of excellence in those areas. And then finally, all the teams should be able to send their best players who have trained under them, and those who have got the potential of going abroad or playing for the league should be sent to a center of excellence where all modern help us given to further develop the player.
So, sir, you're very passionate about volleyball. So, what kind of support do you get from your family? Are they equally passionate?
Family is equally passionate, but spending a lot of time on this, sometimes it has got its own problems. But you can get away with it in your family, so you can talk to them and get people interested. So I have brought both my daughters during the auction.
Yeah.
So they are interested, they watch the game even if they are not in the country. They somehow manage to see the games.
Sir, now I would request you to please pass on a strong message to the youth of the country regarding how volleyball is developing and they should take it up as a professional sport.
Yeah. Normally, youth is attracted to the game at a very later stage when somebody tells them that you have got so much of height, why don't you try volleyball?
Very true.
So that should not be the case. It should be that they are fascinated by the game and they voluntarily come for trainings. We'll see their potential. Everybody is not going to make it to the Indian team or league team, but definitely there are other avenues. You can be a commentator, you can be a coach, you can be a journalist. A lot of options are available in volleyball or cricket or whatever it is. No, everybody doesn't get the chance to play, but they can stick to their passion and for the biggest thing is to get the youngsters out of the home. You're always on the computer or on your phone. Use those talents for the game.
Right. So it was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this was Mr. Thomas Muthoot speaking about sports, about volleyball, and his vision is surely going to change sports ecosystem in India. This is Ishu Hirawat signing off from KTV TV.